Okay, Gio, so at the, this is Gio, at the decompression event on November 15th, there's the daytime part of the event has workshops, and you're doing a workshop. Tell us about the workshop you're doing.
Yeah, I'm doing a workshop in collaboration with Connect Tribe, who is a collective that teaches workshops to music makers and DJs around the DMV. And the workshop is going to be about playing on big sound systems, like the one here at Bertha. And this special sound system is a treat. It's very rare to have the pleasure to play on such a sound system, and we have one now here in DC. And we'll talk about some of the things you can do with your sound when you prepare to play on this gigantic stack of speakers, right? We have 4 of these stacks, and if you have kick drums, it's gonna work for you. It's gonna be an amazing sound.
Kick drums. So that would be something that sound engineers and DJ type people would know.
Yeah, like for example, right? Up there is like the high frequency. That's the lens that has mids and highs. But these two right here, they do the kick bass or the mid bass.
Okay.
And that's what you feel in your chest.
Uh-huh.
Right? So if you use a lot of kick bass in your music, you're gonna feel it.
Ooh. Is this
right?
So like a physical sensation with the music?
It's a physical experience, that's right.
And it helps if the DJs and all know how to prepare for this kind of sound? Is that
That's right.
space?
I mean, you know, if you're a DJ and you have access to something like this, you're gonna play on something like this, and you have a lot of mid-bass punch, that's gonna translate really well here.
What was the word you just said? Something punch?
Yeah, a mid-bass punch.
Uh-huh.
That's what you feel in your chest.
Okay.
If you have a system like that, they're gonna feel it.
Great. And then this room that we're in, we're at Berta, but
Yeah.
there's multiple spaces here. And this one Betty? This space
This
is
is
called
the Betty stage. That's
and there's
right.
let's do another video and go into the Berta area.
Okay.
Or, yeah. Okay. All right. All right. So I just asked Gio, what the heck is this thing? And these little buggers all over the place. And Gio knows this very well. So tell us, Gio, what are these things?
Yeah, so like any other sound system, you know, it's all about coverage, and you want to cover as much as the dance floor as you can. And to cover some of the high frequencies, you want to have these little pods hanging from the ceiling. That's just the old style sound system designs from New York and these old legendary nightclubs. And we have them here in DC now.
What are some legendary nightclubs? So I'm clearly not so cool.
Yeah, sure. There's like Studio 54,
Oh.
I'm sure, from the 70s and 80s. And there's places like Marquee and Sound Factory and Twilo, you know, from yesteryear. But the sound systems that were there were known to not only be amazing, but to inspire artists and music makers to make music for those sound systems, because they never heard anything like that anywhere else in the world. And that's what we have here in DC. We have something that is world class, the best of the best.
Wow.
I think it pushed the sound forward, because we tailored our sets to that sound system, and then obviously people started making music for our sets that worked alongside all that other music. So it was really interesting to see that a sound system itself could kind of shape the way music was going to change. And I think that's what happened with not just with our sound, progressive house, but with house music and with the other DJs that were playing there. I mean, Junior Vasquez's music, I think that sounded incredible on that system, and he got so many UK house producers making music specifically for him as well. It was, I think, one of the most iconic, influential sound systems of all time, really.
The best thing about our relationship, ever since I've met George, he's always yelled at me. Like, he's just like, how about you, this is how you fucking do your job, right? And I remember like many years ago, I was playing in Miami for Sunday School for Degenerates.
Yes.
And this was like one of the best DJ lessons of my entire life. So he comes up, I'm opening this festival party, right? It's like outside, I'm like a young hotshot kid. Fucking red, everything red. He comes up, he looks at it, he's like, it sounds a lot better if it's just You know, you don't need to press everything. I had the highs all the way up, the mids all the way up, the bass, the gain. Every gain was on, right?
You're not the only one. So
Yeah.
it's like it's kind of a bit of a habit that everyone has these days. But
Yeah, but after that, I always kept it in the middle, you
Yeah,
know?
man, I
We
mean-
did so many other festivals and worked together, but it was like always something that stuck with me. And then now I'm the hound on kids. But you got me the other day, because before me, person unnamed was playing all fucking red. It was clipping the whole time, and I remember looking, I was like, what the okay.
Okay, for those who don't know what clipping is, here's the easiest way I can explain it. Basically, sound travels in waves, but when the volume of audio pushes past what the system can handle, the tops and bottoms of those waves get sliced off, literally flattened. It sounds like shit. It creates distortion, and that distortion adds harsh, crunchy noise and wipes out the detail in the sound. It's not just louder, it's broken. And yet, every DJ does it. And every sound guy like George has to come up and be like, hey, can you lower the fucking volume? Can you, like, get your level straight? Because you're killing us out there. It's happened a million times and will happen a million more times. Now back to your regularly scheduled programming.
And I was kind of like trying to, you know, but also I didn't see George around. I was like, what am I going to do? I got to follow. Finally comes in, he's like, fucking turn it down. And I was like, all right. So I turned it down, but I didn't seem to turn it down quite enough to where he came in again. And I was like, I thought he says, you got to feel the bass. But he's like, you need to turn it down to feel the bass.
Yeah, I mean, like, people don't realize it, and you know, someone of your caliber and DJs who are playing those sort of venues, that, you know, there's someone behind you either helping you and working with you or working against you. And when you give them when you give them something that's so hot and so bright and overdriven, then they're just sitting there trying to, like, salvage the sound they're getting to get the best out of the sound system. So, you know, it's a process, man. It is. It really is a process, you know.
Yeah.
And the more collaborative it is and the more you work with them, they're working with you.
So after the gig, I was like, okay, I figured it out. I texted him a couple more times of like, I think I figured out why it was so loud, blah, blah, blah. But he texted me back. He's like, there's 2 DJs who ever knew how to use a sound system. You know, you're talking about Junior Vasquez and...
Yep. And Peter Rauhofer. And again,
Yeah.
it was a very different time, Seth. I mean,
So let's just like paint that picture
Okay,
of
all right.
those times. So
Well,
where are we?
where are we? Okay, we're in New York, late 90s, pretty much, and maybe mid-90s, okay? And you got to remember the technology that was out at the time. Everyone in New York at the time was playing on a Uri mixer, okay?
I know, I'm that guy talking during the movie. Shut up. But honestly, I don't want what George is saying to go over your head. This is super important. This was like my favorite part of the whole podcast.
And one thing that mixer did, beyond anything else, the sound or whatever, it made DJs listen, okay? These days, I believe DJs play more with their eyes than they do with their ears when it comes to levels, okay?
Sorry, one last thing, I promise. Before laptops, before screens, Uri mixers had no BPM counters, no waveforms, no digital displays, just knobs. You weren't looking, you were listening, really listening. Today, DJ software shows you everything. Basically, beats, drops, transitions, fucking porn, I don't know. It's in full color. But when I started spinning, I hate to be that guy, when I started spinning, back in the day when I started spinning, you had to hear it. Basically, match tempo by ear, cue and mix by instinct, not visuals. That's the difference. DJing used to be done with your ears, and if you couldn't hear it, you couldn't fake it.
They're using the meters as an indication of loudness, which it's not, okay? The meter's an indication of voltage of the audio signal. So it's not really giving you an indication of loudness. So the old mixers made you listen. It made you hear the track come in because you had no visual representation. And that's where I think it's shifted now, where DJs are DJing more with their eyes than they are with their ears. They're not listening as much to level, okay? And that's one of the fine arts of DJing. And one of the components I believe in DJing, the art of mixing. I'm not talking beat matching. I'm talking being able to mix 2 songs to a level where it's not going high or low. That's kind of lost, man. It really is. And a lot of DJs are relying on the technology of the mixer to compress, to get those levels somewhat close, you know?